I just had a really powerful realization that I could not even wait until next week to post on one of my episodes. And that is that I have just seen the movie It's a Wonderful Life from a totally different perspective than I've ever seen it before. And that is reflective of a shift that's happened in me. So here's a little backstory. This movie is a favorite in my family, a big favorite in my family, so much so that I made a plaque for my grandparents that said It's a Wonderful Life. And I know it's an old movie, and I know that it's not PC anymore, I know. But this was a favorite movie in our family, full of so many warm feelings. And everything that I thought that movie was about was not what it was about. I thought that this movie was about that love is more important than money, and that family and love is more important than money, and that money is bad, like Mr. Potter, and money makes people bad, like Mr. Potter. And I thought it was about selfless service and sacrifice and prioritizing, love and family over money. As if you have to choose, first of all, but that's for another time. But it's not about that at all. That's not the message of that movie. The message of that movie is, here's George Bailey, right? And George Bailey is a freedom-loving soul. He's an adventurer. He's got big dreams and big plans, and he wants to get out and see the world and scrape the dust of this little town off his feet, all the things that he says. He wants to throw a lasso around the moon, right? He's got big plans. He's a big dreamer. And he sacrifices that freedom and himself for his family and for survival. And when he does so, all manner of heartbreak ensues. Loss happens, confusion happens. He loses himself in that. He sacrifices himself, and he steps up to step in for his father and to take over this business and to give and to continue to give the way his father had. But he had these big dreams, but he ran, as soon as he did that, he kind of hit the skids in so many ways. And all of this pain and all of this loss and all of this financial loss and all of this confusion, and he lost himself in that. He lost himself in that journey. And it wasn't until, because of that loss and because of that journey, that he had a dark night of the soul. And when he had a dark night of the soul, he remembered that he mattered. He was on that bridge and he saw his life, and he remembered that he mattered, that who he was, that his freedom-loving self, that all of that who he was from the very beginning mattered. And when he realized that he mattered, then all manner of riches came back into his life. And not just love. And money too. Love and money and everything rushed in. And not just that, but togetherness. It brought this whole other level of togetherness and sharing and community and all of this that never could have happened when he was just in self-sacrifice mode. He went into purely self-sacrifice mode, and it did not go well. He tried to do things by the old model, and it did not go well. It hurt, and he reached a breaking point, and he realized that he mattered. And because he realized that he mattered, he was able to come and rejoin with his family, with his wife, with his people, and with his purpose. And that purpose was blessed and was abundant and celebrated. It was abundant and celebrated. And so it was not about that money is bad. And it was not about that love is more important than money, as if that's some kind of choice you have to make. It's not about money doesn't matter. It's about you matter. And when you discover that, and that's why I'm always talking about that it's all about self-worth. And money is powerfully connected to our self-worth, and our ability to have peace with the way that we see and perceive and feel money in our life is connected to our self-worth. It's just a symbol of it. So when he recognized that, all manner of abundance poured into his life in all ways. In all ways. And then he went on to be a great success doing things his way. His way. And that way was not purely through self-sacrifice. It was through integrating who he was and then sharing who he was with his people. And everyone benefited from that gift. And so that is just such a beautiful thing for me to see. And I thought for any of you who have any kind of connection to this movie, that it might be a powerful shift in the way that you see this movie too.